So we're looking at the storyline that leads up to the final battle, which is Armageddon in the 6th plague, which is part of the story of the 7 plagues. And we can see this is a backstory. The mark of the beast crisis leads up to the 7 last plagues. Let's have a closer look at the warning of the 3rd angel that says, those who worship the beast and get the name of the beast, which is the name of his father, the dragon, you're going to get the wrath of God. And we already know what the wrath of God is, but let's dissect and dig into this passage in particular, because we'll see the truth even from within verses 9 to 11. Revelation 14, 9 and 10. Look at this. And another angel, a third, followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and its image and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand, he will also drink the wine of God's wrath. Let's unpack these statements by asking 2 questions. The first question, when will the wrath of God be poured out? Second question, how will the wrath of God be poured out? It's all in here. Let's have a look. The very next chapter tells us the answers to these 2 questions. It tells us when the wrath of God is poured out and in what form, how the wrath of God is poured out. Look at this. You worship the beast, you get his name on your forehead, his mark, his name on your forehead, you're going to get the wrath of God. But what is the wrath of God? When does it, and when, what is it exactly, and how does it fall? What, when, how? Revelation 15:1, not left in the dark. Then I saw another sign in heaven, great and amazing, 7 angels with the 7 plagues, which are the last, for with them, the 7 plagues, the wrath of God is finished. Oh, the wrath of God is equated and defined as the 7 last plagues. And with the 7 last plague, the wrath of God is over. It's finished. Wow. The 3rd angel's message warns those who worship the beast and get his name. They belong to him. That those who worship the beast and get his name, you're going to get the wrath of God, which is what? The 7 last plagues. Now let's hold the boat right here. This warning is warning people what's going to happen to them during the time of the 7 last plagues. This is not a warning that you're going to go to hell in the afterlife. The Christian church has had this completely wrong. Worship the beast, get his name, show your allegiance to him, reject God, reject his name, and you're going to get the wrath of God, which is the 7 last plagues. So this is warning those who worship the beast what's going to happen to them when the 7 last plagues are falling. This doesn't happen after the final judgment in the lake of fire. This is a warning of what's going to happen to those who get the name of the beast. You're going to get the 7 last plagues, which takes place during Earth's history, not after the final judgment. This is not a warning you're going to go to hell. This is simply warning you, you get the name of the beast, you're going to get the 7 last plagues. This is not talking about the afterlife. We've got to get rid of that. Yet this is the go-to passage for people who want to preach hellfire. There you go, look. You're going to get the wrath of God in the lake of fire. You get the wrath of God while you're still alive on planet Earth. This is not talking about what happens after the final judgment. So now we know when the wrath of God will fall during human history. And we know how and what it is. It's the 7 last plagues. And just to nail it down, so you see what this is saying, folks? This is not talking about something that people are going to get in the lake of fire. Either extermination, annihilation, or eternal conscious torment. This is saying while you're alive here on planet Earth, you get the devil's name, you get the beast's name on your forehead, you show allegiance to him, and you reject God, you're going to get the 7 last plagues, and this is the wrath of God. We're going to get into the wrath of God in a minute, But this is not talking about what happens in the afterlife. It's what's going to happen in this life at the end of the mark of the beast crisis. Look at chapter 16, 1 and 2. It nails it. Then I heard a loud voice from the temple telling the 7 angels, go and pour out on the earth the 7 bowls of the wrath of God. We'll get to that. So the first angel went and poured out his bowl of the wrath of God on earth. And who copped it? Harmful and painful sores came upon the people who bore the mark, the name of the beast, and worshipped its image. Boom. The third angel's message is not warning those who get the name of the beast on their forehead that they're going to get hell in the afterlife. In particular, it's saying this is what you're going to get during the mark of the beast. Those who got the name of the beast, they're the ones who get the wrath of God in the first plague. Sores come out. This is not a warning about hell. Oh, but don't they all go to hell later on? We'll get to that. But for now, he's warning those who get the name of the beast that you're going to get the wrath of God, which is the 7 plagues after the mark of the beast crisis is over. This is a warning about what's going to happen in the here and now, not in the afterlife. And we'll pick it up from there.